Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. Now, I've done it again. You've done it again. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the United stand for Manchester United against Bournemouth in the Premier League. I'm struggling. I don't know what's going on. It's hot outside. I'm tired. I've been to 2 games this weekend already, family related, and they haven't gone the way I wanted to. So, anyway, I've got a feeling today that Man United are going to win this game. Yeah, I've got a strong feeling that we're going to win. I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah, look, I think first and foremost, it's a big week for Manchester United. We're playing Bournemouth here, and then obviously it's Bilbao on Thursday. This is where it starts. We've had the week off from Wolves. Obviously, Wolves was hot on the heels of Lyon, but I think there aren't any excuses really for Manchester United today. I think we've got to go out and put up a good performance, and I don't think we can sit here at the end of the game and go this, that, and the other. I think if we were to lose today, it would be because Bournemouth are a better side than us, and I think we'd have to take that on the chin. And we don't want to be taking that on the chin. But this is the United lineup. I hope you're doing very well, by the way. Can Rasmus score? Look, I would love to see that. I'm sure it will happen at some point. But there's so many permutations as to whether that will happen or not. Whether there'll be chances, how many chances we'll have. But look, I don't care who scores the goals. Obviously, it would be great if the only striker we've got against Bilbao started scoring goals. But because we can't even use Obi in the Europa League. But look, hopefully that will happen. But Luke Shaw start. I mean, I think the big bonus for me is Luke Shaw and Manu starting. I mean, this is a positive. And I'm going to say straight from the off, look, I've been a big backer of Luke Shaw for a very long time. I'm surprised I don't get a Christmas card, actually. You know, leaked team news isn't really enough for all the times I've backed him. But that's a joke, by the way. But I think that what I have got to say about Luke Shaw starting this game is that we have to not forget that he was absolutely dreadful against Lyon. And if we'd lost that game, I think there'd have been a lot of people with a lot of things to say. He was absolutely dreadful in that game. He was miles off the pace. So for him to be starting this game is very interesting. And he will be playing as a left-sided centre-back, I would have thought, in a 3. But Luke Shaw, when he's on it, is a very good asset. What worried me about the Lyon game was that it wasn't just when he's fit, he's a great player. Here he was supposedly fit and not a good player. And that is going to be a really interesting observation point, because if we can get Luke Shaw back to anywhere near what he can do, he's going to be a major asset for the next 2 games coming up against Athletic Club. But he hasn't really played football for 2 years, and football moves on. And we will find out today against a very good Bournemouth side whether the football has left Luke Shaw or whether he, because I think the interesting thing about Luke Shaw is, and it's got to be, I'm going to actually write this down so that I don't forget it for the match reaction, is we spend so long, well, I do, saying when Luke Shaw's fit, he's one of the best left-sided defenders in the game. But he ain't been fit for nearly 2 years, so has the game moved on? Can he get back? And I think that's going to be the interesting thing. Faisal says, I'm worried about the Casemiro-Manu midfield. It's interesting as well that he's done that, because I like Manu in this position. You could have played Bruno deeper and played Manu more advanced, and I think some people like that. I actually like Manu in this position next to Agate, was what we thought we were going to get when Ten Hag bought Agate. We've got Casemiro today. Does that mean that he's going to play Agate in on Thursday? I'm not sure Casemiro can play 90 minutes today and 90 minutes on Thursday, but maybe he can. Maybe he can do that. Maybe Agate is now the bench player. I don't know what the plan is for Thursday, and we can't think too much ahead of that, but I do like Manu in this situation. So I think this is the positive of having Manu and Luke Shaw fit, is that you lose Delo, And yeah, you can still put a strong back five out and not need to use Amas or Fredrickson. So that's a positive. Or Lindelof, or Evans. So do you think you'll be facing Wrexham in 26-27? Congratulations to them for 3 promotions in a row, says Wolfie. I famously said 2 years ago that Wrexham will win the Premier League before Spurs, and I got absolutely rinsed for it. And now, look who's laughing now. They're only 1 league off the Premier League. How is Højlund still starting when we have Obi, says Olno, because Obi's a kid, mate. And I think you've got to be, very careful about throwing a 17-year-old into a game like this. And we can't be disrespecting Bournemouth. We can't be disrespecting Bournemouth. I mean, let's have a quick look at the Bournemouth side. There it is. And it's at the end of the day, it's not a bad side, is it? They've had a very good season. They've got an opportunity to still get into Europe through 8th place. They're gonna go at us. This is a big game for them. Really big game. Kepa, Smith, Sambiani, Hewson and Kirkez, probably both going to leave this summer. Scott and Adams have been very, very good. And then Cliver, Atara, Semenyo and Evan Nilsson. It's a very vibrant front four. So Bournemouth are going to give us a good game. They're one of the better footballing sides in the Premier League. They're really competitive. They're really energetic. They're really intense. I think they're going to give us a good game. I think it's... I said this on the show last night, and I'll repeat it again. I actually think this is the perfect game for us ahead of Thursday, because imagine if you were playing like Arsenal, who are preparing for the PSG game, so they're not that interested. Or you're playing Southampton, who are terrible. Or you're playing, I don't know, West Ham, who we do play in a couple of weeks, who are on the beach as well. Bournemouth have got something to play for, and therefore it becomes a really, good preparation for Manchester United ahead of a very big game on Thursday. Just shout out to our sponsor on the watch along today, Sleeper. We've mentioned them before. They've taken the American sports world by storm. The most downloaded sports app in the USA for NFL season launch, surpassing ESPN and Yahoo. Millions use it daily for their sports fix. So what is Sleeper and how can you get involved with it? Well, it's renowned for offering the best fantasy experience with unmatched depth and customization where you can play games and etc. But Sleeper's home feed also gives you the ability to follow games as events unfold with breaking news, live updates, personalized to your team, and all the stats, reaction and emotion from football all around the world. You can track form, injuries and individual player performances as soon as you open the app, plus share your opinion and interact with other fans as well. There's also tons of football videos on there, and all this plus the fantastic features you get and already know and love with Sleeper's fantasy game, as I was mentioning as well, and their prediction games too. So loads of games you can play, but also real-time stats and interactive chats and things like that you can get involved in. Fantastic little piece of kit, and you're in control of what you see. But the best thing about it is it's all free. So get involved with Sleeper now. You'll see us on there as well. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Check it out. I know a few of you have already and you love it. It's available on mobile by clicking the link in the description, or on desktop as well by scanning the QR code now. Links in the description there. Check it out. I think you'll really enjoy that. Shout out to my sons Ben and Gideon. 2 goals and 2 assists yesterday, says Joshua. Big shout out to Ben and Gideon. Well done. Mainu is too slow for the 10 and too weak for the number 8. I don't know what he does well, to be fair, says Trey. All right, always nice to write a player off before they've kicked a ball, but that's Trey's thoughts. And you're entitled to yours as well, so let us know. I personally disagree with Trey. Well, no, I partially agree with Trey. I do think that Mainu lacks the mobility for the number 10 role. I do agree with that. But I think he's absolutely capable of playing in the midfield too, as he did in the Euros and as he did for us last season. I think this season has been a mixture of turmoil, which every player has suffered because of Ten Hag being sacked and a new system being implemented. I also think he's only into his 2nd season as a footballer, and I think 2nd season syndrome has sort of hit him a little bit. And on top of that, he's had a couple of injuries. So I think that, no, I haven't got any concerns about Mainu. And I'm actually quite happy to see him in the team today. How do you think, thank you very much for that. Thank you. Vignesh, welcome to the Members Club. Yeah, get your badge in, like Vignesh, by joining the Members Club. Can I also just say as well, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We are very close to, where's my finger? We're not close to my finger. 63,000. We are only 100 subscribers away. So let's see if we can hit that before kickoff. We're 20 minutes away. Bottom right-hand corner, subscribe, get involved with the United Stand. Daily content, 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock in the morning, and 2 p.m. Plus all the build-up to every football match. It's going to be a big week this week. We're going to be out in Spain as well for the presser and stuff. I presume, and let's just have a look at this. The weather in the UK this week is going to be hot, hot, hot. It's really hot this week in the UK, but it got me thinking, what's the weather going to be like in Spain? And it's probably better weather in the UK. We're looking at 27 degrees and clear skies on Thursday, whereas Spain, 26 degrees and cloudy. So we probably are going to have better weather here than there, but or very similar, very similar. But yeah, lovely stuff. Looking forward to it. Very excited. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this game. Definitely looking forward to this game, but I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. With United, look, I've got to get my bottle of Melbeck in and get the hoodie washed, but I'm ready to go on Thursday, as I'm sure many of you are as well. But this should be an interesting one as well. Kalia has some sad news to share. I lost my father overnight. I've been looking forward to your stream all morning. Thanks for being you, Mark. Kudos to the community. Well, thoughts to you, Kalia, and your family as well. Really sad news. And if this provides you with a bit of escapism, then you are part of this community. And sorry to hear that, but thanks for sharing the news with us, and lots of lovely messages coming in there as well from Robbo and Wesley. We are a community worldwide, and thoughts are with you, Kalia. Enchanted Angel, whenever Mark sees an Anna, no he doesn't, who is your backup left wing back, Dorgu, Amas or Leon? Says Brendan. I don't know. I'm not answering that question now. You know, we've got a whole summer, haven't we, ahead of us. Hi, Mark. I'm watching from Australia. It's currently 11 p.m. and I'm eating chocolate. So I'm getting better at this now, Fletcher Smith. I'd say in India, we're heading towards sort of 8 o'clock at night. Obviously, around Australia, it's around midnight, heading towards that. East Coast, USA, we're sort of talking about maybe coming up for like 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. And LA, you know, very early, 6, maybe something like that. Let us know. It's about 6 o'clock in India, actually, says Shivank. Well, let us know where you're watching from and what time it is. People are always interested in that. Could you please wish my dad, Joe, and son, Kyle, also United fans, a happy 70th and 13th birthday for today? Thanks, says Shell. Yeah, happy birthday to Joe and Lyle. Kyle and Lyle, if it's your birthday. As a Fulham supporter, this is going to be a hate watch and a half for Bournemouth. Well, yeah, I mean, I was looking at that earlier. I mean, look, obviously we're not massively. I mean, I would say that Fulham are favourites. Bournemouth are favourites. But looking at the Premier League table, I'm not going to show it because it's embarrassing for us. But the way results have gone, we're down to 15th at the moment with Wolves winning yesterday. So we've dropped another spot. But Tottenham aren't playing this weekend. And West Ham lost yesterday. So we are, even if we lose, we're not going to drop down any lower than that today. But yeah, we've got to be very wary of the fact that, you know, we don't want to be finishing 17th. It's bad enough being 15th. But for Bournemouth, they are down in 10th at the moment. A win for them would put them back into 8th, ahead of Fulham and Brighton, who both won yesterday, of course. So they're playing for 8th place, which I think is Conference League football, which for a club like Bournemouth, Fulham, in all due respect, you know, it'd be good for them. Would be. Why is this game shown on UK TV but not others? We've played at this time on Sundays like last week's Wolves game. Just the game they pick, Laboon. Definitely. Aussie Argyle fan, thanks for your super chat. Serie A and don't know what that means, GP. Not reading it. Don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, let me come back to the United side anyway. This is how we are lining up today. How confident are you? I said at the start of the show, I fancy Manchester United to win today. I'm going to explain that to you as well. I think we're going to win because I'm very confident with that defence. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Mazraoui, Yoro, Dorgu. I think it's a strong defence. And I think Bournemouth obviously are going to have a good go, but I think we've got a strong defence. There's quite a lot of experience there. I'm going to go with a draw, but I don't see us losing the game today. And I don't think as well, and I'm not somebody that puts pressure onto United at any point, really, but I think that going into the game on Thursday, this is not a game where we can just sit here and go, oh, well, the team that he's picked is a strong team. So I think we've got to go out there and get a result today to take something into what's going to be a very, very difficult game on Thursday. Matthew Leggett says, can you please wish my brother a happy birthday? That would be the bee's knees. There we go. Happy birthday to your brother. Phil Cartwright, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. United should think about signing Mateta, says Tyrone Williams. Well, they have been linked to him, Tyrone. Hope you're doing very well, mate. But I don't know whether we'll go for that. I am doing an FA Cup watch along later, Amnesia, yes. And we've got an 8 o'clock show on here tonight. So lots and lots of opportunity to chat and digest. I feel like Ruben Amorim. Did you see? I mean, I've got to say this. Why wouldn't I? Ruben Amorim did another Sky interview today. And you just sort of like go, what is there left to talk about? What is there left to talk about? Why is he doing a Sky Sports interview ahead of Man United against Bournemouth? Like, at some point, somebody's just got to go, we're going to give you that hour back. Because every interview he does takes about an hour out of his day, by the way. Fact. Like, you got to prep for it, film it, What a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. And all he talks about, again, is what we expect at Man United. I mean, you've never been asked that before 100 times, have you? I'd rather know who he thinks the next James Bond is. It's absolutely incredible. I've never known it with any manager we've had before. The relentless interviews. And they're shit now. If we're being absolutely honest, they're absolutely rubbish now. Like, there is never a question. I feel sorry for the interviewer. Like, what can you ask Amorim now? There's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Raven says, hi, Mark. My partner and I are from Western Australia and watch all your streams, as many as we can. Keep up the good work and go on United. Thank you very much to you and your partner, and thank you very much for watching, Raven. And thank you very much for your super chat. Louise says it's 5:43 in California, and I'm watching from Chicago, where it's 7:43. Okay, thank you very much, Louis. Lovely stuff. Probably 7:46 now by the time I've read that. Thank you very much. So, there are a few things to bring you that Ruben Amorim has said ahead of the game, not in the Sky Sports interview, so we'll talk about that. Basically said that Ruben Amorim says Luke Shaw is going to start in the back three. It's not a clear back three, as you'll see during the game. Okay. Are you playing a 3-4-3, Amorim? Yes. Are you going to tweak it a little bit? Maybe. Ruben Amorim, it's the best position for Luke Shaw at the moment. We have to take a bit of a risk there because we have to manage all the players. We have different players to play with different characteristics, but to have players like him and Mason Mount available improves the team a lot. I mean, that's a great point as well. Just reminded me of something. So Luke Shaw has only been back really for a month. Mason Mount has been back for 2. Luke Shaw is starting a game. Mason Mount isn't starting games of football. If you want to ask, I mean, this is just it, isn't it? People who get access to all these pointless interviews with Amorim, but don't actually ask the questions that need to be asked because they don't support Man United. They're just paid bloody client journalists. Can you go to Manchester and interview Ruben Amorim? What shall I talk about? Just ask him about expectations at Man United. Yeah, just do it with a smile on your face. We'll still get some views. I would ask Ruben Amorim, is it true, Ruben, that Mason Mount actually can't start games of football? Is it true, Ruben, that Mason Mount is still carrying an injury and you're having to manage his minutes? Because he's been fit for 2 months and he hasn't started a game yet. And yet Luke Shaw, who's only been fit for a month, is able to start. I don't understand why Mason Mount can't start games of football. That's my question. Because he's been back for bloody ages. And don't tell me, the team's cooking. Like, we've been playing pretty shit. Why can't Mason Mount start a game of football? So, keep that one in your back pocket. Matthew Leggett says, if you ever come to Australia, don't go anywhere near Western Australia. It's a dump. Okay, we've got Australia wars going on here in the chat. And Amit says, if you are given a chance to sign one relegated player How will it be? Also, if we sign Mateta, it will be Kuna Matata. Okay. From a relegation team, so it's got to be Leicester, Ipswich or Southampton. In all fairness, it probably would be Dibbling or Delap. Yeah. Doesn't mean we should be signing them, eh? Is the pay for the interview the reason United are making Amrim do so many interviews? Are they paying $1 million per interview, says Rajaf? Maybe it's another... Maybe Rajaf has hit something there. Maybe it's a way of earning money. Maybe every interview Amrim does, they're just, pimping him out for interviews that makes us some money. I don't know. I mean, I very much doubt that's not the case, to be honest with you. Glenn Morgan says, I just don't think Mount's rated by Amrim. Yeah, but he has, to be fair, Glenn, Amrim has spoken about him a lot, hasn't he? With regards to, he thinks he's a good player, etc. So I don't know that I don't believe that, if I'm being honest with you. I actually think Amrim does rate him, which makes me wonder even more why he doesn't pick him. How important is the game, Mark, really? Got to be honest with you, genuinely think it's quite important. You're not going to get that out of me. I think it is an important game for us. I think that the Wolves game, I disagreed about the reaction to that. I thought that people overreacted to something that really was always probably going to be a loss against a good Wolves side. But I think this, with a week off, you can't just wander into these games and go, the Europa League is all that matters. I mean, look at the Man United side. 300 grand a week, Bruno. 350 grand a week, Casemiro. Well, let's go through the team. Anana, probably at least 100 grand a week. Mazraoui, at least 100 grand a week, so 200 grand there. Maguire's on 200 grand a week, that's 400 grand. Luke Shaw's on 200 grand a week, that's 600 grand. Yoro's probably another 100 grand, that's 700 grand. I mean, Dorgu, probably not that, 750 maybe, 50 grand. Mainu's 50 grand, so that's 800k. Casemiro is 350 grand, so that's 1.1. Bruno, another 300 grand, so that's 1.4. Garnacho's probably about 50, and Rasmus is about 150. So there's 1.6 million pound of wages on that pitch. So a week. So that is a hell of a lot of money on that pitch for us to go, it doesn't really matter, the Europa League's all that matters. Like, you could say, well, it doesn't make any difference because Bournemouth are better than us and just shows you we've wasted money. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is I don't think we can sit and say it doesn't matter, because I think it does matter today. I think context is always king. The context of the Wolves game was that we were very tired after a very, epic win against Lyon. Today we've had a week off and we've got a big game on Thursday. I would expect to see some patterns and confidence coming out of it. But they are a good team, Bournemouth. They are a better team than us, and they beat us at Old Trafford. Can you wish me a 24th birthday? Happy 24th birthday. Love your content. Cheers from Australia, says Matthew. Happy birthday to Matthew there. Appreciate your super chat, pal. I was just going back through some anyway. What's the story with Nice? And if the Champions League, we both go on, says Connor. I think we're fine. I've not heard anything to the contrary. Tracy says, watching you as always from sunny Weston-super-Mare. Love from Gary and Tracy. Love that. Lovely day in the UK today. I hope you're enjoying it. It'll be a sunny day at Wembley later. Would love to see a United win, a Spurs win to stop Liverpool winning the Championship, and the Premier League, and a Forest win to knock out Man City. But we're probably going to get Bournemouth win, Liverpool win, and City win, if we're being honest, aren't we? Mr. Panda said, well said, Mark. A lot of fans on here seem to think only the Europa League matters. Well, I did say after the Wolves game, I wasn't that bothered. But that was because of the context of what we'd done on the Thursday night and a very quick turnaround. I think you've got to take it on a game-by-game context. And we've had a week off. And we've got a big game on Thursday. So I want to see a performance. Tabany, thank you very much for your follow on TikTok. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. We're trying to hit 63k before kickoff. And I can tell you, we're slow. Really slow. Why aren't people clicking subscribe? We're still 90 away. bottom right-hand corner on YouTube, please do subscribe. And if you have subscribed, share the video so you can click something. I thought we'd have done that by now. We're normally better than that. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and click and share if you already have. Thank you for everybody getting involved. And big shout out to Vic Mitchell, who's given us a follow on TikTok. They know what they're doing. They've played the game. They've played the game. So 6 minutes to go. What sort of game are you looking for? How can you be looking forward to this? Easily. Look, I watch pre-season games with the reserves and enjoy it. A competitive game against a Bournemouth team that's up for it, trying to get in Europe, ahead of a massive game on Thursday. This is a test for United, so I don't see it as a walk in the park. I don't see it as a lazy Sunday afternoon, let's get the Bermuda shorts on and, you know, get the barbecue stoked up for full time. I see this as a really, really good competitive preparation for an epic game. I love this time of year. I love this time of year. You're coming out of the winter, you're heading into the summer, you know, you're not bored of the summer. I think, you know, when it hits like early September, I start looking forward to the autumn and the you know, the nights turning in, and that's, you know, I like the autumn, but I like the start of summer as well. You know, you've had all the winter, the sun is coming out, and it's always the latter stages of the European tournaments, and it's even better. I mean, I remember this from like 30, 40 years ago. United getting like to the deeper part of the Champions League. Thursday night, Europa League semi-final. The sun's going to be shining. You know, the stakes are high, and I'm not just talking about on the barbecue. But it's games like this that give you the rhythm for games like that. You can beat Bournemouth, who are a really good side. Mentally, that sends you into a lot more confident position than how you might feel if you were to get beat 3 or 4-0. I don't think that puts us in a good position. I've been watching since I was 5. I'm now 50. We will win today, says Dim. So you've been watching for 45 years. Wow. Would you take Wizza over Delap? Love from Australia, says Tom. Mate, how many people have we got giving super chats from Australia here? They're winning. I've got to say, big up the Australian United Stand community today. They're absolutely rocking it. Maybe we just caught them perfectly with a 2 o'clock kickoff, but well done. Love the content. Where do you watch your games, says Flicks. In this room that I've been streaming in for about the last 6 months. It's not a green screen. It's a room. Thank you very much to Flicks. Getting someone to wish a happy birthday for yourself is crazy, Matthew, says Matthew Leggett. A kid or the worst striker in Man United history, says Olmo. Okay, he's just, yeah, negativity. Hi, Mark. Hope you've been well. You may have already discussed this, but how good was that Cunha performance last night? World class, says Reese. I haven't watched it. And it was only Leicester, but I want Cunha at Manchester United, of course. And hopefully it's going to happen. Funnily enough, I went to watch my lad Seb play today, and one of the other lads who plays in his team, his dad's a Wolves fan, and we were having a chat about Cunha and you know, what a quality signing he would be for United. And I'm actually hoping we can get this deal done this week. I've got no indication that it will be this week or next week, but I'm hoping that we can get Cunha done this week, because it would just be a nice buzz to have that deal done. An Onana in goal, by the way. Don't know what people think about that, but an Onana is in goal. Apparently Ben Jacobs, you know, we had the video yesterday saying that the Saudi club were in talks for an the start of the game, but apparently it's not. I tell you what, Goldbridge's take. I do this sometimes. A lot of people have come over from the fan forum and spoken about Rasmus. You know the player I'm intrigued about today, Garnacho. I think he's the player who is going to do it for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, apparently I've knocked the bloody microphone a little bit here. I don't know how I've managed to do that. I keep doing it. Obviously. Hello. I need to test this a lot better. Where does that go? Don't know where that goes. Got a bit of mic delay now. Oh, God. Stand up. That's going to be a mute. That's going to be that. Okay. It did it before, and I can't remember what happened. Yeah, I think it's because of because when I stretch it up, well, as you know, when something gets up, it gets bigger, doesn't it? So hopefully I'll get that fixed for future. Right, we're about to start here. Let me get the timer ready. Here we go. There we go. Timer's up and running. Lovely stuff. Anyway, thanks everyone for letting me know about that. You are my producers in many ways. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you share the video on YouTube. We're trying to get up to 63k, and thanks everyone who's given us a follow. Josh Jack's just given us 5 roses on TikTok as well. You're a legend, mate. You're going to get another battering, says Mark Harper. Well, Bournemouth on the attack here, but we've got to start well. Hi from Abu Dhabi, Mark. Hope we win. Bruno and Garnacho for the win. Thank you very much. Good cross into the box. Bournemouth starting off well here, but it'll go for a goal kick. Going to have to ride a little bit of a storm. We're going to have to ride a bit of a storm on Thursday. I can deal with that. But as I was saying before I stood up, Garnacho is the player I'm looking at today. I actually thought Garnacho played well against Wolves, and he should have had 3 assists, but the haters hates, and I'm just interested to see what he can do today, whether he's going to pass more, because it's all right doing it in one game, but you've got to start doing it week in, week out. Alpha Gaming, hope you're doing well. Absolute legend of the United Stand community. Good switch of the play here. Mazraoui playing at right wing back. I tell you what, Mazraoui has played a lot of positions at United, hasn't he? Lovely play here. Bruno needs to go wide into Mazraoui. Got to move the ball a bit quicker. Bruno with the first touch. Garnacho, where's the cross? Goes to Bruno. First time cross there. Should have been. Why didn't he? Oh, tell you what. I think Bruno should have put that in first time. Jimmy says, hi Mark, from what you've seen so far from Mount, would you rather have Donny or Mount on the bench? They're very similar, says Jimmy. I think Mount's a better player than Donny when he's fit. But then again, Donny was always fit, wasn't it? Well, no, he had a few injuries. Not to Mount's extent, though. Has Amrim got the hoodie on? I think he has, Sawn. And I think it's the same hoodie because it's almost gone as grey as mine. But mine actually is Indian grey colour, which is a colour I never knew about until I got this. But it's very, very nice. I think that's what they call it anyway. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, but Amrim's obviously... They can't afford to give Amrim more than one. Because, you know, when you wash a black hoodie and it sometimes goes a little bit lighter. Lovely cross into the box! There's not a lot Maguire can do there, to be fair. That was a delightful cross by Kirkez. India Ink Grey, this colour is. What a cross that is. It's not Kirkez who puts the cross in at all. I apologise. I just assumed... And that just makes an ass out of you and me. Luke Shaw was not getting anywhere near that. Just keep an eye on Luke Shaw's mobility. Stretchy 1985, give him a W in the live chat on YouTube. He's just gifted 5 memberships. Lovely stuff. And Reginald says, sitting next to the cricket field watching my son's team play. Thank you, Mark, for bringing the footy to the masses. Mate, what a life to lead, hey? You're sat watching the cricket in the sun and you've got the phone on for the Man United game with us as well. Worst camera angle in the EPL, says Alec. I'm glad you said it. I've got glasses on. I can't even see. It's rubbish. Would you take a draw in Bilbao? Appreciate you, lads. A story time. I probably would, yeah. I can't read that. Hope all is well, says Heart of United. Thank you. Do you think Liverpool will manage to get the job done today, says Paddy? Do they need a point or a win? Happy 2 years, Mark, says Broken Pig. Thank you very much. Well, Bournemouth have started off on the front foot here. They're putting crosses into the box, which is interesting because we do have Harry Maguire. But that cross by Bournemouth was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Thanks for the follows on TikTok. Thoughts on the Copa del Rey final? Didn't watch it. I didn't watch the boxing either. I watched the film last night. Made the choice. Happy with it. State of grace. Where's Mojo? He'll be around. Sometimes he disappears for a little bit, but he'll be around. Long ball by Anana. We've actually won it. We're moving the ball all right, you know. We're actually looking to... I tell you what. It's early days, but we're actually playing one-touch passing. After about 90 years, we've started playing one-touch passing. Ahmad's not on the bench today. No. No. We are moving the ball a lot quicker. Hi, Mark. I really don't understand why you still rate Rasmus at this point, says Faisal. You will understand one day. How do you think it will go today, says Barry? I've gone with a draw. I don't see us losing today. Smallest attendance in the Premier League, you know. I think they can only have a capacity of 11,500. Terrible for a Premier League club. I think they are going to move, aren't they? Here we go again. He's whipping crosses in. But we've dealt with that one. Playing very deep. We're really deep. Look how deep we are. These 17 are going to start singing in a minute. Bournemouth are going to upgrade to 23k, says Cat. Well, so you should. You're an established Premier League club. I understand when you first got promoted, let's see how it goes. But you're an established Premier League club now. I mean, no one's got you going down next year, have you? Ryan says there's nothing wrong with a small stadium. And yet, you know, when you said that, I didn't feel like you were talking about a stadium. But we'll leave it there. Yeah, Luke Shaw's got to get up to pace. I genuinely think it's a great point. He has got the hoodie on. I genuinely think it's a great point. Luke Shaw, when he's fit, yeah, one of the best left backs in the world. But he hasn't played football for so long. Has football moved on? Can he still get back to that level? What a night. How does my whoop know that I was swimming? I mean, I was. But that's intelligent for you. You know, somebody showed me a video yesterday of me walking around Old Trafford. It was visual AI, like it was my face. It was scary. It's really scary. This camera angle is shit, says Chiri. You're all right. You're right. You're right. Gabu, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. I hate watching United at Bournemouth. The cameras are so close, says JK4. I don't feel like the camera is close. I mean, you look at Luke Shaw over there. That could be anybody. That could be my uncle. And he's dead. But it genuinely does look like him. It feels like it's bloody miles away. To me, it obviously is something to do with Bournemouth. It feels like the cameras are crap. I feel like we're watching it on a Nokia 3210. Tell you what, when we move the ball quick, we're doing well here. Nice ball by Bruno into Dorgu. Oh, lovely into his stride. Comes back to Garnacho. That's got to go into Mainu. And it needed to go to Mainu. That needed to go to Mainu. Ilya says, how confident are you that we'll get Cunha? When it's a player you really, really want, I do get nervous about it. So I'd say at the moment, I'm probably 70% sure. But that realistically, from what I'm hearing, I'd probably go as high as 85%. But it's only because I really want the deal to happen. Do you think it starts to click with the players as the wheelbarrow? I think when you see them moving the ball one touch, it's definitely an improvement, yeah. This is good. Mainu. Still Mainu. Good play. Good play by Mainu there. Got the shot off. Jake says, I don't even get the hype about that hoodie that Amrin wears. It's vile. If it was plain black with the devil and TriStar logo, it would be better. Sleeves look huge as well. There we go. I must be high as I can see Luke Shaw playing, says Ryan. They do say 11,500 is the perfect size for pleasure, says Colin. And thank you very much for that. A lot of people moaning about the angle. Does Philip Billing get into this United side, says Goldio. It's 10:40 in Adelaide, Australia. Come on United, says Stretchy. Thanks for your gifted subs, by the way. Memberships. John says you're going to lose to a bottom side. They're not a bottom side, though, Bournemouth, are they? They're trying to get into Europe, mate. So you made yourself look stupid there. Ahmad Love says, what are you using to watch today? It's on Sky Sports, mate. Sky Sports. Stop playing out all the time from the back. There's nothing wrong with the long kick into Bournemouth's 25-yard area, says Brian Simpson. Oh, mate, it's not just the United thing. It's football in general. Bournemouth have got a chance to whip a cross in here. Dadal and Kenmore, thanks very much for the follow. I'm really excited about this week. Obviously, some of you might not watch That's Football on YouTube, but we've got the Champions League games on Tuesday and Wednesday. United here on Thursday. It's a sunny week in the UK. Love it. Love it. Really hope we get some good games. Right, Kirkes is going to whip this cross in. He's going to curl it towards the back post. So watch out for Anana. He seems to struggle with these types of cross. Someone needs to win this because he's terrible at following the flight of the ball. And thankfully somebody has won it. Yoro, well away Casemiro, and he's given a foul anyway. Are you going to watch? How are you going to watch Forest versus Man City after this game? Easy. So this will finish at about 10 to 4. I'll do the match reaction, player ratings, and then I'll go straight over to the That's Football. We'll be live. We've done it before. Should I stay awake for this match? It's 11 p.m. in Sydney, or will I just be disappointed? Well, why are you going to bed at 11 o'clock? Are you called Gary Neville? No, he's been in bed already. Gary Neville goes to bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Doesn't even get to watch Neighbours. Will Derek make an appearance if we win the Europa? I used to be scared of him, but he hasn't been about in a while, so I reckon we bring him back. He's on the shelf, Goldio. Oh, here we go. Bournemouth into the box. Cuts it back. Well done, Mainu. And well cleared away by Yoro. The old cutback. Nearly came to haunt us there. Why doesn't Anana wear that black goalkeeper kit anymore? Says HC. I don't know. Maybe they've sold out, so they're asking him to wear the green. Would you want Eze in the summer? Says biggest ball knowledge. And what size is your TV? I mean, this TV is not particularly big. I was thinking about getting one on the wall at the back, which could be huge, but then there is wires and stuff that would irritate me, so I like to have a clear screen. It's probably about 32 inches, this TV. Thank you very much for your super chat, though. Do I want Eze in the summer? No. I want Cunha, and I don't think we'll buy anybody. Whoa. Yoro, what are you doing? You've got hold of his shirt. You've got to be careful. Bournemouth's intensity at the start of this game is very good, and that's a shot over the bar. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, we're nearly at 30k watching. Please do share the video. Casemiro's gone down here. I don't know what happened. I'm just having a quick look. Oh, wait. I tell you what, I'd be a bit worried about Casemiro because I didn't see a collision. So I'm just worried, is he... Oh, no, he's up. He's all right. He's okay. Got hit by his wallet, says Gavin. Lovely stuff. Thanks for the follow on TikTok from Popeye. Playing out from the back again. Here we go. At least he's kicked it. I've got to stop saying here we go. I know it gets people agitated when we're trying to sign Cunha. Yeah. You know what? I think the camera angle... Imagine if it was a good camera angle. And what I mean by that is it'd look better, wouldn't it? Like the football would look better. Ilya says, I hope Casemiro starts learning Arabic. You want him to move to Saudi. God, my back's... I was watching football this morning and then I was watching a match yesterday. It ain't good for me to be standing up. It really impacts my back. I'm all right doing this because I can move around a lot, but you do that on the side of a football pitch and people think you're weird. Why are you not moving, Anana? Move quicker than that. Bloody hell, he thinks it's musical statues. Right, here we go. Good rollout. Garnacho, bit of space. Don't go backwards. Switch, switch. We're slowing the game down here. Mainu, Mazraoui. Garnacho's going to shoot. 100%. Just wide. Not bad. I think he was right to shoot. He's 100% going to shoot here. But I think he is right to shoot. It's a nice ball by Mazraoui into Garnacho. Yeah. Wasn't far off. Casemiro doesn't fall over. He has a fall. This is big school. People are picking on Casemiro here. Hi, fam, says Nkosi. I still believe we're winning this match. I made a conscious decision not to watch United sober again. It's serving me well. No more stress, says Nkosi. Look, I have a bit of a tradition going now. I said ahead of the Lyon game, I was going to get myself a nice bottle of red wine and wear a certain hoodie that John in the chat recommended I wear. And it worked. So this Thursday night, I will be wearing that hoodie again and I will be getting myself a bottle of red. I didn't intend to drink the full bottle of red against Lyon. I was actually still on my first glass in the second half, but by full time it was gone. But the tradition will continue because I think we've all got our traditions now and we'll all certainly... We're certainly not good enough to just be confident we're going to win the Europa League. So I think every little... superstition we can think of will help, certainly. Lasky says, I like the camera angle. Semenyo, plan B to Cunha. Shouldn't it be Kluivert, says Jose. I don't want Semenyo. I really don't. Benji, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Tyrone says, a runner like Wharton improves this team. I think Wharton would be a very good signing. I think it's certainly something this chat has been talking about for about 12 months. But getting him out of Palace for anything under 60 million is going to be very difficult. And we haven't got that sort of money. Unless... do you sign Osman on 400k per week salary, says Rick? Nah, probably not that much. 300k would do it. I don't think United should be paying anyone 400k because we're not good enough. I think if you're Real Madrid or you're Man City and you're a successful club, you can do, but I don't think a team that's, a bottom half Premier League club should be spending 400k yet. Justin's just gifted a membership on YouTube, legend. And Gareth says, do you watch Sky Sports in Ultra HD or Standard with your TV? I think it's in Standard, mate. I've never even thought about that. It's just on Main Event. I'll go with the one that's the quickest. Main Event's about 5 seconds quicker. Matteo Damian FC says, camera isn't far, just too low, like old hybrid. It is low, you're right. Mr. Ben Gibbons says, for the entire game, the away fans have been louder than the home fans. Love it. Come on, United, says Mr. Ben Gibbons. And do you think we could end up being a bottom half Premier League club for the next few years, says Ryan? No. 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 I think United have got too many players that are of quality to be a consistent bottom Premier League side. Well done, Yoro. Well won. I think Zabiani would be an ideal signing, says Ilya. United should go for Enteke from Frankfurt, says Nico. Yeah, but they want about 80 million quid. Ain't worth that. Well done, Rasmus. Wins it back. Biggest ball knowledge and wants to know if I use HDMI port 1 or 2. I know that's sexual, mate. I'm not answering it. Shame United aren't what we used to be, but I believe in this manager, says Ethan Young. Thank you, pal. Joe Quinn on TikTok, thanks for the follow. Bournemouth on the wing, down the right-hand side, cuts it back. Right, still, oh, come on. Ref! Ref! Ref, you've got to do something. It's late. It's obviously late. I think it's a leg breaker. I think it might be a red. I think he's going to send him out. Yellow. I think it might be a red. I think that's a red. It's got to be a red. I don't know. I've not even seen the replay yet, so I don't know why we've not been shown the replay here. Good old Sky. What? Why am I following a referee writing a bloody birthday card? Show me the bloody replay. Here we go. Oh, mate, that's a red. He's off the bloody ground. That's a blatant red. Look at this. Mate, that's a red. That's fucking awful. That's absolutely awful. That's a red. He's launched into that. That is shocking. That is shocking officiating again. Absolutely disgusting. Anyone who knows the game knows that's a red. Yeah, that's a red. He's got to go. They are reviewing it. Yeah, you've got to go, mate. He's launched. He's off the ground. You're gone. Fuck off. Get out. You're gone. Look at him. I told you. He's off the ground. See you later. Red card. He's playing on. Oh, my God. They're playing on. How are they playing on? How are they playing on? How has VAR not overruled that? And they've scored as well. And they score as well. Absolute joke. He was off the ground and two-footed. Disgrace. Absolutely disgraceful. I haven't even seen the goal. I've not even seen the goal. It's this is our season. That is a red card every day of the week. Anana gives it to Luke Shaw. Gives it to Dorgu, who gets tackled. Playing out from the back again. Bloody terrible defending. Absolutely terrible defending. Luke Shaw. What a shit pass that was by Shaw into Dorgu. Yeah. Playing out from the back again. I don't know why I bloody bother. I tell you what, it's going to happen to your club sometimes. But if that was a Forest player on a Man City player later on, it's a red card. He's off the bloody ground. And people are going, he won the ball. He's off the ground. He's purposely gone in off the ground. I can't believe I've watched it on VAR and they've gone, yeah, play on with a yellow card. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. I'm fed up with the PGMOL. They're a bunch of absolute useless people. I'm telling you. Anybody with a brain who has played football knows exactly what... I don't even know the Bournemouth player's name. It's not even personal. He's seen Garnacho and he's gone, right, I'm snapping him. I'm going in hard. He knows he's going to win the ball. But, you know, when you win the ball, doesn't mean it's not a red card. People are going, he won the ball. But could have snapped him in too. Disgusting. If you're on YouTube, I'm just going to run a poll. Was it a red, yes or no? But to concede a goal afterwards, terrible defending again. Luke Shaw just doesn't look like he's at it at all, does he? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Well, you know what? Funnily enough, there's only 55% of people saying it was a red card. Which, is it because they don't like Garnacho? I mean, honestly... I don't do red tinted glasses. I purposely waited till I'd seen the replay and 100% red. If that was Casemiro, it's a straight red, says Rick with it. We will lose against Bilbao if we play Luke Shaw, says Ethan. It's a red, but you backed Martinez's jump tackle, says Tyrant. No, I didn't. Absolutely didn't. Please, please, please don't come into this chat and start telling me I said things I didn't say. Every time Martinez did those jump tackles, and I think Agate did one as well, I said, stop doing it. You're going to get a red card. Same tackle Dorgu did and got a red, says Mamouche. Oh, 100%, yeah. 65 million is too much for Cunha. 45 to 50 max, says Lord McFred. Pep has ruined football with his playing out from the back shit, says Chiri. Dorgu rubbish again, says Callum. Dorgu has cost as many goals marks as Matthew. To be honest, to be fair to Dorgu there, the pass he gets from Luke Shaw is absolutely shit. I mean, he gives it him. There's nowhere to go. He can't give it back to Luke Shaw. So he's basically got to try and take the player on. So he loses it. What's the point of VAR, says Ryan. Should have gone to bed, says Mark Twain. Hayden's Gaming Adventure says ref looked at his watch and thought too early. Richard says, I don't think it was a red, but if it's Bruno or Casemiro, it is. Check the ref's wallet, says Ilya. Rizzo says if that's Martinez, it's a red. What do we do if we don't win the Europa League, says Reese. Owners won't go into their own pockets and we haven't got the players to improve where we are. Thank you very much for that. Paul Coleman, welcome to the Members Club. Losers, Liverpool better than United, says Tech. I'm a Liverpool supporter, but that is a red. I think we have to share a bottle of wine for this match and the Tottenham game, says Howder. We beat Leon due to a dodgy red. Be consistent, Mark, says Hambo. Mate, I don't know what you're talking about. That type of weird mentality in society baffles me. What's that got to do with the price of bread? Like, so... Basically, we got a soft red against Leon, so by all means, 2-foot our players and try and break their leg. Come on. I'm not officiating, mate. If we get the benefit in one game, but that wasn't even a soft red. It was a second yellow for tripping Yoro up. People just fell for the stupid angle where you didn't look like he did. Caden says Onana starts the pressure by playing out from the back. He's crap. Rob Dobson says, if the ref had given a red, it wouldn't have got overturned. No, of course it wouldn't. They've just gone with the referee on the pitch, haven't they? Kenneth says the players aren't embarrassed about finish 17th, are they? Well, the thing is, since Bournemouth have gone ahead, the same old shit again. We've got worse. Only 55% think it was a red, and this is the United stand. So I'm starting to think maybe it wasn't a red then, but I'm absolutely... Well, no, I'm not starting to think it wasn't. I'm starting to see why VAR and the referee didn't give it. For me, it's 100% a red card. I've played the game. I know exactly what the player was doing, and maybe some of you never played the game like that. I certainly did. I know exactly what I was doing when I went into a tackle like that. Obviously, I realised that not everybody, puts tackles like that in. You can't say he got the ball. You can't say he got the ball because that's not actually the rule. Xhaka got the ball loads of times and got a red card. Getting the ball is not a factor in whether it's a red card or not. Read the rule book. I could kick the ball with one foot and boot them at the arse with the other. So getting the ball is not actually the factor. If you're still watching football and you think getting the ball means it can't be a red card, I'm amazed that you haven't educated yourself on that, because winning the ball doesn't actually prevent it being a red card. Watchers sign Cunha right after the game. Probably Aaron. Wasn't one really two-footed, more of a scissor, which is even worse, Hambo, in my opinion. Matthew says you could end up holding 4. Hard yellow, not red, says Rob Kidd. They're on the... Anyway, I've got to stop talking about the red card because there's a match going on here and Bournemouth are all over us. I mean, I just tweeted this. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I've just said playing out from the back is absolutely killing us. I'd rather we booted it to the other half and let Bournemouth have it there than having it in our own bloody penalty box. To be fair, Casemiro just studded someone in the chest and didn't get a yellow. So all the people saying he would have got a red, it was him. Are wrong, says Matthew. Thanks for your super chat. Tony says red card all day long. I'm sure we'll see that at half time anyway. Didn't watch Real Madrid against Barca. Mickey said don't have any opinion on it. I still advocate using EU officials, says Garfield. Ryan said Anana is the best keeper of the season, says Jackson. And Michael says I've got bottles of beer and I may need them after this. I wasn't planning on having a beer today, but Dorgu's hobbling now. Matthew says Bruno's been completely invisible. Garnacho's gone down injured again. He's giving the foul against Garnacho. It's hard to see how we're going to win the Europa League, isn't it? It is. The scary thing is there's no one to come back into this team as well for Thursday. Go on, Bruno. What's this long ball? Why are we playing out the back? Why do we play out from the back for Bruno to hit a fucking long ball? Surely if we're going to play out from the back, when you get to better players, they should continue playing out. It's just long ball from Casemiro and Bruno. Why are we playing out from the back to get it to Casemiro and Bruno to boot it? We may as well boot it from the back. Here we go. Come on, Mazraoui. Bruno. Mate. I don't think that was a foul. Now it's a 3v3. Come on. Mazraoui, he's only him. Bruno needs to get up. Goes to Garnacho. I'm ready for that. Cunha, here we go. I think he'll fall under that game changer category that Bruno and De Ligt fell under. He's not the head drop player we're used to seeing. He'll fight, says Jace. And Joshua says, all I can see is Bruno waving his arms around again. Have we lost the ball here? They just want it more. This is their cup final, says Steve. We can't hold any momentum. We win and we lose, says Alessandro. Pradyat, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. We're trying to hit 63,000. Here's Luke Shaw. Can he put a cross in? We haven't seen a cross in 8. What the fuck was that? I don't even know what that was. Mainu shooting from 30 yards. See you later. They irritate the shit out of me. They're so fucking irritating. Playing out from the back when they can't do it. Hitting long speculative balls to nobody and shooting from 30 yards. Love it. Love it. I may as well be watching Stevenage. Anyway, we've got a corner. There's just no patterns of play, is there? There's no patterns of play in the final third. Desperation football in the final third. Can I have a shot? Bruno, corner. Go! Oh! What? I thought Yoro had scored. Comes back to Bruno. Edge of the box. Mazraoui through the box. Another block. Garnacho. Corner. Sean Atwood says, our passing is absolutely diabolical. I thought Yoro had scored here. Seemed to... No, it's not going to be this one. Yeah, Kepa put it out for a corner. World Padlock says, I live in Stevenage. They are awful. No one got a red card, but only 55% if you think it was a red. 45% say no. We'll have to revisit that at half-time. I'm absolutely convinced it was a red. Another corner. Player goes down in the box. Maguire. Ref's giving nothing. Back to Bruno. Wait for the overlap. Bruno. Cross comes in. Dorgu. I believe Ruben is the man for the job, but good Lord, United are shit, says Nevsky. It's not about bad luck or form. They're actually shit. What's this from Anana? Actually did work. But we go, explain this to me, right? Goalkeeper hits good 50-yard ball into final third. Within 2 seconds, we're back with the ball where the goalkeeper was. Oh, Garnacho. He's got to score that. He's got to score that. What the one long ball we've hit that works. Bruno here. No, he's got to score that. It's a good save by Kepa, but you've got to score that. Is it a good save? It is a good save and it is on target. I think you've got to score it though. After watching Barcelona play yesterday, watching United feels like torture, says Tanya. This is the same ref that gave 3 pens to Bournemouth, says it's saying. Well, they seem to be fouling Maguire in the box. We've actually had a good couple of minutes here. Got to be careful on the break though. Cunha won't fix this mess if we sign him, says Fennick. When it comes to playing out from the back, players need to be smart enough to know when to do it and when not. High IQ players make the right choice, says Sean. 38 minutes gone. United losing 1-0. Look, I think it was a red card. I've said that. But the point is, if he gets sent off, they don't score that bloody goal either, do they? It's just like double Double whammy. I thought you got a penalty for being fouled on in the build-up now. Mazraoui's having another steady game. Here's Bruno into Dorgu. Cross. Second ball. I'm going to clear that. Game's very stretched as well. They're on the break. It's a lovely cross again. That is a lovely cross. I think Maguire's got it covered, to be fair, but they've pinged in a few good crosses from our right-hand side today. No movement. One time we move and nearly score, says Joshua. I really think United lack an identity. Are they a long ball team or are they trying to play through the line, says Zachary. And when it comes to playing out from the back, players need to be... I've done that one from Sean. Thanks for the follow on TikTok, Carlos. Appreciate it. 5 minutes to go to half-time. I'm just having a quick look at what we've got on the bench. Yeah, Amas is on there. Obviously, Mount's on there. Obi's on there. Ericsson. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot, is there? Casemiro into Mazraoui. I think he's been our best player. Rasmus to Bruno. Dorgu's in the box. Looked like a trip. Not going to get it. Garnacho is begging for goals. He has so much potential and is our most attacking player. Crazy if we end up selling him. Handball. Yeah, nothing going there. Boych says the whole world is run by the blue and white flag. Aren't the Glazers from the same tribe? Okay. No movement. Okay, we've done that from Joshua. Match stats are absolutely crazy, by the way. I mean, this is gonna stun you. Actually, this might surprise you what I'm about to show you. Look at that. United have nearly had 60% possession. We've had more shots and more corners. But then again, we saw that yesterday with Villa and Palace, didn't we? And Villa lost 3-0. Andy says we're not going to get anything today. Darren on TikTok says I've been supporting Liverpool since I was 4 and this is the worst Man United team I've ever seen. But he is only 6. No, I get the feeling Darren's a bit older than that. Not giving anything, this ref, is he? He's crap. Thoughts on Luke Shaw, Mark? He's not. I mean, looks like a player that we're just giving match sharpness to. I mean, the fact that you can do that in the Premier League is incredible. Yeah, doesn't look anywhere near, to be honest. Dorgu's not at this level, says Marco. Is it bad? I think Cunha is a bad option, says C4. Sir Jim is here.
At the end of the day, I'm not very happy. Okay, it's a lovely day in the UK. I'm a billionaire. I could have been on my yacht, quaffing champagne. And I'm here, watching this shit.
This ref's a joke. He is an absolute joke. He's giving fouls off the ball now that he won't be giving us. How are you giving a foul here for that? And then you're not giving a penalty. This is what makes me laugh. I'm not saying that that's not a foul by Yoro, but Maguire's had that happen to him twice in the box. It's incredible. It really is. I think that's one of the things that always annoys me about referees is how if it's in the penalty box, it's almost got to be a murder to be a foul. Yet you'll give it outside the box, no problem at all. I like hammering, but at which point can we be critical of the system, says Ali? When he's given players to play the system, basically, mate. I mean, I don't want to be pedantic, but I mean, anybody with a brain sort of knows that you can't judge this system until he's given players for it. Like, it's not the system's fault, it's the players' fault, isn't it? It's not the system that bloody doesn't mark players up and hits fucking long balls all the time. It's the IQ of the players. Nothing wrong with... Here we go, Garnacho. Fucking hell. Too many touches, Bruno again. Look, how many do you want today? 8? Why is he saying calm it down? We're losing 1-0. Move the ball quicker. We would do it. You know, first 15 minutes, we looked okay because we were moving the ball quick. Now everyone's taking 50 touches every time. Don't shoot. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stop shooting. Here we go again. Cutting inside and shooting from 40 yards. And don't give me any shit that it was close. It's not fucking close, is it? It's not on target. I've seen a million of those shots. I couldn't give a toss if it hit the post. It didn't go in, did it? Just a waste again. It's the same old shite. I've just been told to shut up, by the way. Shut the fuck up, by the way, because he was right to shoot. Okay, so is he right? Is it right that he's had like a million shots this season and scored hardly any of them? Oh yeah, look, please have another one. Please do it again. Wasn't on target, on his weaker foot. But please do it again, mate. We're only losing 1-0. Yeah, please don't play the simple pass. Please go for the impossible. The chances of that going in was probably less than 1%. But please do it again. I'd love to see that. At least he's trying, says Say. Oh, good. That's all I want. As long as you try in a Man United shirt, that's all I've ever wanted. You know, forget the trebles. You know, forget 68. Forget everything. Forget winning things. You know, you can take all your trophies and put them in the bin because actually it's not about winning. I just want to try. Please, just as long as you try, that's all that matters. No, I couldn't give a toss about trying. I was about winning. I was about doing the right thing instead of shooting from 40 yards so we can all go, ooh, it was only 2 yards wide and the keeper had it covered. Ooh, amazing. No, not for me. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the red card that wasn't given again. Get your comments in. Man United are losing 1-0 against Bournemouth because of, well, the same old story, really. Greedy, selfish, head-dropping idiots who just aren't learning from countless previous incidents like what we've seen. How many goals have we conceded like that Bournemouth goal today? Playing out from the back, not marking people up on crosses, and then just dropping our heads going, what's going on? What's going on? The same thing that goes on nearly every game. Disorganised mayhem. And then in an attacking sense, not created a clear-cut chance at all. really, have we? Because every chance that's been a chance has basically been a shot from 30 yards again. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that we're losing. Statistically, we've not done that bad, but this ain't 2.5 days after Lyon with very little rest. This is 4 days before the biggest game of our season, after a week off, and unfortunately we've conceded a goal and we've descended into absolute chaos again, where we're ignoring teammates again. You learn about people and you learn about footballing IQ when you're not relaxed. I'm sure Amrim can say to these players, I want you to pass the ball more. I want you to do this more. And when it's 0-0 and you're fresh out the dressing room, it's fine. But when you go 1-0 down and you need composure, it goes out the bloody window. As soon as we went 1-0 down, we started seeing people shooting from distance again. And when are we going to learn? When are we going to learn that you're being told to stop doing it for a reason, so please stop doing it? Our forward runs are so bad, we've no options when players look up to pass. Even when we do try quick progressive passing, it's inaccurate, it's a mess, it's A. Far from blaming the manager, but he can't be avoiding criticism. They look a disorganised mess, struggling to create patterns of play. Attack is too poor, says Aldo. Look, ultimately the manager will get the blame, but obviously he's not under any threat until he's been given players. And we've been linked to Cunha this week, and a player like that in a team like today would improve us dramatically. So I think Amrim's got to get out of jail card, of course. The big problem is, and the thing we don't have the answer to, is what is he telling these players to do and why can't they do it? Like, if Amrim is telling them to, in the final third, find the right pass, keep moving, they're not doing it. So, what more can the manager do if the players are... I mean, do you really think Erik ten Hag was telling the players that every time you get the ball, look to hit a Hollywood pass or shoot? I don't think that was anything like the way Ten Hag played with Ajax. And do you think Amrim's doing the same? Do you think he's telling them in the final third to look for a long ball or shoot? He wasn't doing that at Sporting either. So I think that's a very important thing to try and figure out. Why is it the Ajax and Sporting coach, who had very distinctive styles of play, both ended up with United sides that in the final third were panicking and, making the wrong choice all the time? Now, is that on the manager, or is it actually on the players who just cannot get it into their head that you need composure in the final third? I mean, look, let me put it this way. If I'm a manager of Man United and I want my team to have overlapping fullbacks who put cross after cross after cross after cross into the box, then my team will have overlapping fullbacks who put cross after cross after cross into the box. We don't do it. And I'm not saying we should be doing it, but we don't do it. It's not part of our game plan to do that. We very rarely put a cross into the box. So you can set a standard, you can set a rhythm, but your players have to do it. And I just don't see it, really. I don't. Do you think Wrexham will be in the Premier League in 2026? And would you take an owner like Ryan and Rob as owners of Man United? Well, of course I would, Angel, because our owners are twats. On the probable red card, I think that VAR defaulted to clear and obvious error. Had the ref given a red, it would have been upheld. I'm just watching the goal here. I don't get what we're doing here. I genuinely can't see why we're playing out from the back when Bournemouth have activated a high press and have covered every pass. Watch that goal. It's incredible. Like, we decide to play out from the back, and yet every United player has a Bournemouth player next to them, and we're trying to play out from the back. It's just suicide ball. It really is. On the problem, I've done that from Paul. Thank you very much. Is it just me that thinks the lines seem disconnected? So much space and options could be the system, but it seems odd, says Chris. People watch this display and think we have a chance against Bilbao. It's embarrassing, says BC. When Anthony did what Garnacho does, shooting from 40 yards after cutting inside, he got murdered by the fans. I like Garnacho. This is for Shallon. I like Garnacho. I'm wearing a bloody hoodie with him on it. So I can't be called a Garnacho hater because I don't. This is the red card. Off the ground. Yeah, definite red for me. He's off the ground. It's reckless. He's off the ground. It's a red card for me. I haven't seen the Casemiro. I hadn't seen this. He's borderline. I don't think he... Casemiro, I don't think he did it on purpose, but I've seen him given. But I wouldn't... Jamie Redknapp says no red card. Oh, God, I'll retire now then. A guy who sells trainers and does bloody Top Man adverts. Oh, really? Jamie Redknapp? Oh, God. Well, we can all go home and quit. Couldn't give a toss what Jamie Redknapp thinks. Is worst Man United team since relegation in 73-74, says Sean. I'm still baffled we can pass a ball 1 metre apart from each other. These guys earn millions, says Connor. Over 1 billion fans worldwide, we should invest a £3 each to buy controlling stakes as the game is the game. Somebody must have told this ref that every bad call he gives, hell, get some hairline back, says Colin. Another week from getting a haircut, says the United Strand. Mate, I don't think you're ever getting your haircut. What is it, 5 wins in a row? I don't think it's happening. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. Appreciate that. And yeah, I am doing the Man City game later, yeah. And I will be a Forest fan for that, yeah. I think we all will, won't we? Andy and Sham, thanks for the follow. CMC, Carrie as well. Why aren't we playing Obi, says Ryan. I'm sure he'll come on in the second half. MVP is laughing, says at least he's trying. I would try too, but I ain't good enough. Got to learn from mistakes, but doesn't look like it. We don't have much time to learn. And I think that's the disappointing thing for me, is that we're just not learning. That they're not learning. Like, when everything's okay, we were moving the ball really quickly. As soon as that goal goes in, panic stations, and everything we were doing right disappears again. Penalty and a red card, says Sheeran. Cunha may consider United a downgrade at this point. Look, I'm not going to go searching for referee mistakes. We're look at the league table. We can't blame the referees. We're shit. But he gives a foul on Yoro for getting in the way of a Bournemouth attacker, and 3 minutes earlier, Maguire's been pulled to the ground in the box. No penalty, but a foul outside the box for them. I thought it was a red card as well. They score straight after it. But honestly, what have Bournemouth done apart from the goal? But they're winning 1-0. And it's the same as Wolves last week. What did Wolves do apart from the goal? And they won 1-0. Are we now becoming a team where basically as long as you score, you're going to beat us? Because I don't think we've been horrific. I don't think we necessarily deserve to be losing. But we do because we're losing. Cunha may consider United a downgrade, says Robbo. We lack any spark, says Alex. The players look for individual brilliance, says Captain. They just don't trust each other. And I'm not... Let me move it away from Garnacho. There was one from Mainu as well. Mainu had a shot from 30 yards. They just... I don't know what it is. Because it's so long since I've played football at that age. But is it a youth thing? Are Mainu and Garnacho just getting to the edge of the box and thinking, this is my moment? The first inclination by a lot of our players for many years, Rashford, Anthony, Greenwood as well, you know, there are others, is shoot. The first process is shoot. And the only other player I think who is like that sometimes is Salah. But Salah gets a lot of assists and he's one of the best players in the world. I don't mind if you're Mo Salah having a shot from 30 yards. But sometimes you should pass, and he will pass. But we ain't got Mo Salah. We've got what we've got. And honestly, we don't score enough goals. So I'd be saying, if I was Amrim, I'd be saying, please stop shooting from distance because, you know, it's proven that the chances of scoring from distance is less than 5%. I'd rather we played the pass and worked a better opportunity. But we just don't seem to... I'm bored of saying it because we've been saying it for years. Alex King, thanks for being a member for 8 months. Anana slows our game down. I mean, just on Anana, anybody who thinks that Amrin wants to keep him, just watch that 45 minutes. He's not done anything wrong in relation to his goal-saving ability because he's not really had anything to do other than pick the ball out the back of the net. But his playing out from the back is awful. Like, it's really slow, like you say, and we bought him for that. I like Ganacho too, just wish he'd mature and start making better decisions, says this is for Shellen. Abri says, I missed the Lyon game to my shame, but the replays was epic, especially your reactions on your knees screaming, I love this club. See, it feels like a long time ago at the moment, Abri, but hopefully we're back again on Thursday. Commentators didn't even pick up that he was off the floor and reckless. Crazy. Same ref that gave them 3 penalties against Newcastle, I believe, too, says Kieran. Yeah, but you know why many people turn off from the mainstream, and it's not just in the UK. It's because it's scripted bullshit. It's almost like they've got, and they will have, a producer in their ear going, yeah, Jamie, we've got to cover the red card, but at the end of the day, we don't want to make a big deal out of it. Yeah, it could have been a red card, but probably wasn't a red card. But we've got to cover it, otherwise we'll get criticised, okay? Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, I've seen it, you know, I've got my trainers on, and does my hair look all right, you know? Could have been a model. Could have been a model, you know. Many people said that. Not a red card. Don't need to look at it. Just not a red card, is it? You know, let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about me dads. You know, let's talk about Liverpool going to win the league. I used to play for them. You know, it's scripted bullshit. It's absolutely scripted bullshit, and people see through it because they're terrified of saying something that actually is real. They're terrified. I mean, imagine if Jamie Redknapp went, you know what? I've had enough of this. I might lose my trainer deal, but it's it's a bloody shocking challenge. I've played the game. If I went in like that in 1996, I'd expect to get a red card. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You know, I'm tired of it, mate. Be off Sky within 10 minutes, but this is scripted bullshit. I don't think there are any words to describe Rasmus as simply red, and yet you've used 6. Mind-blowing how some of our fans want Amram gone. It's like your car having a broken engine, but you think changing the driver is the solution, says Big Mel. Mate, I think a lot of United fans who apparently want rid of Amram are doing it because they're thick. I genuinely think they're thick. I just don't. I think if you actually sat them down and explained the situation, they'd go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." Because he's using Ten Hag's players, and they are low IQ footballers. Pep Guardiola at Man United wouldn't get us playing like Man City until you gave him the checkbook, and it's not going to be the same. It's going to be the same with everybody else. Jurgen Klopp is not going to get this team playing well. They are not capable. They don't even pass the ball when they should pass the ball. They shoot. They play out from the back when it's not on. Like, they're just low IQ. Really low IQ. Mind-blowing how some of our... Yeah, that's from Big Mal. Great stuff. If we do not win the league or the Champions League in the next 5 years, are we really a big club anymore, says Michael. Well, it's never stopped Spurs calling themselves a big club. I'm genuinely curious how many times Onana has been beaten at his near post. It has to be some sort of record, says it's Mark. Don't think he can do anything. I mean, I'm not one for defending Onana, but he's not totally useless, and it was a good finish. I wouldn't expect him to be saving that, to be honest. Right, second half's about to start. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. You're absolute legends, and please do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you for all your super chats. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're about to kick off the second half. Look, I still think we could get something out of this game. I wouldn't be surprised. But very, very quickly, half-time thoughts. Player ratings-wise, Onana's probably not hitting a 6. Maguire's probably a 6 for me. Yoro's a 6. Luke Shaw's probably a 5. Dorgu's a 5. Mazraoui's a 6.5. Casemiro, 6. Mainu, 6. Bruno's probably a 5. Garnacho's probably a 6. And Rasmus is a 5 again. So nobody's standing out for me apart from Mazraoui. I think he's been our best player. Sorry, Mark, I'm red through and through, but next match I'm blue, says Tracy. What would your solution be to these low IQ and selfish tendencies? Get rid of them, Joey. It's like running a business, isn't it? If you've got selfish people who don't listen to you working for you, you have to get rid of them. Doesn't matter whether you're running a bloody bank or a, porn channel. Can't believe Onana and Maguire dictated our play from the back. No wonder we're struggling. They would struggle to play out from the back in a Sunday league, says Milan. Paul Coleman says, Garnacho's mentality, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, bro. It's not a bad mentality, actually. It's a lot of salespeople for car dealerships have that. Goal. Oh, I thought it was a goal. Semenyo, I thought it was a goal. To be fair, I was about to say goal and a good goal. Another cross, another cutback, and just wide. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? How does a player get time on the edge of our box from a cutback to play a pass? Let's look on the positive side. Shaw lasted 45 minutes, says Bear Merchant. Ardy says, I think Garnacho could become a great player, but it won't be happening here. Do you think Leeds will finish above you next year, says Ethan? They've got to stay up first. I tell you what, I hope it is 3 up, 3 down next year, because if somebody actually is good enough to stay in the Premier League, we might be in trouble. The only reason us and Spurs are okay this year is because Southampton, Leicester and Ipswich are shit. 2 of my super chats not readily read. Yoro is playing good. At least Garnacho is doing something unlike Rasmus, says Mo. Yeah, but I'll flip that. Oh my God. Luke Shaw. What is he doing? That would have been a tap-in. I don't know how it wasn't a tap-in for Bournemouth. Completely missing a cross. Alex says, ref Peter Banks has only given 2 reds in 24 matches. Very obscure season from him. That is quite low, to be fair. Armstrong says, this team disgusts me. My Latvian First Division team on FM24 shows more passion than this lot. I mean, what's Luke Shaw doing there? I think the only reason that's not a goal is because Evan Nilsson thinks there's no way Luke Shaw's going to miss that. Fucking hell, he's a mess. You can't play him against Bilbao. You cannot pick him against Bilbao. He just doesn't look anywhere near the player he used to be. Would you rather play Lindelof? Well, why not just play Amar? I'd rather... Oh. I'd rather play Amas at left back and put Dorgu at right wing back and put Mazraoui back at centre back. Our CDM's dropped because they don't trust the centre backs as MB Pete. I think Casemiro drops because he hasn't got the legs, to be honest. Where's Luke Shaw here then? They're going to catch us on the break and score the second goal, I tell you. Adeline, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. In relation to YouTube, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, by the way. We're only 100 away from 63,000. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget, we've got player ratings at the end of the game, our match reaction show. At the moment, it's going to be more of the same by the looks of it. Here they come again. What the heck? I just don't think... Luke Shaw looks miles off. Absolutely miles off. Luke Shaw reminds me of that Gary Neville game. You know, where he said, that's it, I'm done. I don't think Shaw's performance is telling of his talent, just that he's back way too soon, says SP Freely. Mate, you might be right. You might be right. But also, what if 2 years out of football is 2 years out of football? you know, hopefully it is a sharpness thing, but Leanne, thank you. Welcome to Members Club. Feel bad for Amrim. All the swagger and his enthusiasm is gone. He shouldn't have taken the United job. He shouldn't have been given the job in fucking November. Exactly. I agree with that. Abri, thank you. Welcome to Members Club. Come on, move the ball quicker. Luke Shaw looking like a Sunday League player who's turned up hungover, says Stephen. Yeah, I would seriously think he'd be coming off in the next 10 minutes because there's no way. There's no way he's playing 90 minutes. He's not played 51. IQ says Shaw looks like a retired player playing a Legends game. I need a cup of tea. Put her order in. Let's see what happens with this corner. Oh my God. I'm not even commentating on it. If you saw it, you saw it. I mean, fucking hell. Coming for a corner and punching it out for a corner on the other side is comedy gold. Yeah. If I speak. Oh, just don't. I don't think this season can get any lower. Should I watch City versus Forest or Liverpool versus Spurs, says Logan. You could watch both. Graham has gifted a membership. Thank you. Barcelona-Real Madrid game last night was great. Watched the game. Pedri and Koundé goals were simply sublime. I wish I'd watched it, Greenfire, actually. I just never... It never registered to me to watch it, and I wish I had. I regret it. But... won't make that mistake again. Rocky, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Ken G, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. Foul by Maguire. (1-0) to Bournemouth at the moment. What subs would you make now to change the game, says Harry? Fucking hell. I mean, look, I think you could take Rasmus off and put Obi up front because at the end of the day, we've got a bigger game on Thursday and nothing's happening up front anyway. So why keep a player on for another half an hour when you can give him a rest? And you never know, bringing another player on up front might change it. So yeah, I think Obi for Rasmus makes a lot of sense. But that's not necessarily going to change the game because there's not a lot going on up front anyway. I think you've got to get Mason Mount on, creativity-wise, and probably Agate in the midfield as well. That's where you've got to try and change the game. So Mason Mount I'd bring on, and I'd bring Agate on for fresh legs and a different perspective maybe. Here we go. Garnacho, is he going to put the cross in? Goal! Oh, for fuck's sake. Bloody hell. Who's that? Bruno. Bloody hell. Should be 1-1. How's he missed that? It was offside anyway. Who's offside then? Oh, yeah, Garnacho. Yeah. Would have been offside. Why isn't Dorgu using his body like before? Seems like after red card suspension he has nowhere near as much aggression, says Louis. Did you watch the Eubank Ben fight? No, I didn't watch that. Apparently that was quite good as well, Harry. I missed two big things last night, but I watched a good film. Overlaps galore here for Bournemouth. Semenyo. Well in Dorgu. That's it. Keep it in. Was he given a foul? And a yellow card? I'm sort of like looking at this. So how can that be a yellow card, but it's not a red? How is that a yellow card? He doesn't do anything. He doesn't even do anything. How has he got a yellow card for kicking the ball? Dorgu yellow card for tackling the ball. Absolutely clueless. Absolutely fucking clueless. So we've had a red card tackle on Garnacho that was a yellow, and now we've had a yellow for Dorgu being kicked. Himself. Like, Dorgu got the yellow card for being kicked. Didn't touch the player, took the ball, the player kicked Dorgu. And Dorgu got a yellow card. You can't get your head on it. And that ref will be stood there now because the player's injured going, I obviously got it right. You didn't, you fucking idiot. He's injured himself kicking Dorgu. Oh, mate. Fahad says, I can't watch it anymore. I'm switching to Barca women thrashing Chelsea in the semi. I've seen Mobland, James, yes. I forget when the episodes of that come out. Is it Sunday or Monday? Sid Potter says, Mazraoui is the only person not impacted by the mentality of the players compared to anyone else who came in at United over the last 10 years, says Sid. I'm not convinced on Dorgu at all, but I'm not writing him off, says Riker. But you know what, mate? What did I say? What did I say about Dorgu? He's a learner driver. He's 20 years of age, being thrown into a shit team in the middle of the season, having been playing in a relegation fight in Italy. So anybody who's writing Dorgu off after 3 months, I would say have a little bit of context and sympathy. Like, he's been here 3 months in a shit team, and he's 20. Like, he's not the finished article, and he never was going to be. And Bournemouth nearly score from the free kick they never should have got. It's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I mean, I never even thought about that. Imagine if Bournemouth score from the free kick they never should have got. I mean, Onana would have made himself look a right dick if that had gone in. You should never get beat from here. Referee's a joke, says Louis. He's a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace, to be fair, but so are we. We can't use the referees as an excuse. What is a learner driver, says Dominic? A learner driver is somebody who's not passed the driving test yet. In footballing terms, it's somebody who isn't qualified to do the job yet. Mark, since you're watching 90s movies, I recommend the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight with Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davies. It's a brilliant film. Garnacho's got the potential, says Marlowe, but to be fair, it's just a Poundland Rashford, okay, in a counter-attacking team, but lacks Rashford's pace and finishing abilities. Mate, you just got to get the players that suit the system, haven't you? Lindelof's going to come on for Luke Shaw. That was absolutely nailed on. And what's that from Luke Shaw there? Just blasting the ball. It's never in control of the ball, are we? Every pass just looks so laboured. Luke Shaw's passing has been shit as well. It's not just the lack of pace. His passing's poor as well. I reckon he'd probably be fuming inside. You can't play him. You can't play him against Bilbao. Anana was beaten on the free kick. Crossbar is a better keeper, says the Ones Arena. Lindelof's coming on, says Ben. Well, that's the thing. What's worse, Lindelof or Luke Shaw? Tell him Wabab, thank you very much for your follow on TikTok. Senna, thank you very much as well. Another long ball over the top. Dorgu's going to get there. Does quite well. Ends up with a corner. Shaw is playing like a pre-season training game. Well, to be fair to him, Matthew, it sort of is pre-season for him, isn't it? Corner to United. I can see this being a draw. I know it's been shit, but I can see it being a draw. I think Bournemouth might get a little bit nervy because they want to win. Shoot, Bruno! May as well. Maguire heads it straight at Kepa. These players trying to cement place for Thursday, says Wheelbarrow. You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Europa League win and then next year full reset, says Xban. Yeah, but how are we going to win the Europa League? I know I've said we're going to win the Europa League. 3 subs coming on here. Freshen things up. Agate, Lindelof and Mount, I think. I promise it's tea and not vodka. Go on, Dorgu. Use a bit of pace. Ref, yellow cards. And to be fair, I've got to, I want to applaud the Bournemouth player there. We had a 3v3, but Kluivert, very clever. I ain't got a problem with this. I ain't got a problem with that at all. It's a clever foul. Patrick Williamson, Joe Coleman says, to be fair, Luke Shaw probably thinks it's pre-season 23-24. Mount, Agate and Lindelof for Shaw, Mainu and Casemiro, I think. It's definitely Agate for Casemiro. Yep, got it spot on. Got to think about Thursday with Casemiro, with Mainu. You've got to think about, I don't know what you've got to think about with Luke Shaw. Captain says, how did bringing in VAR make the officiating worse? Patrick Williamson says, Shaw is woeful and lazy. Hoyland quiet, but nothing wrong, says Patrick. Yeah, I mean, look, some people have made their mind up on people like Rasmus. I would have took him off for Obi, not because he's had a horrific game, but because he's had a quiet game. There's nothing going on, which means he's had a bad game, of course, but there's not a lot going on either. So I think just with an eye on Thursday, I probably would bring Obi on. I wish they'd stop cutting to Liverpool. Not interested. Luke Shaw's not gone off. Fucking hell. Shaw stays on, Mark, says Robert. I can't speak. LFC followed, thank you very much, on TikTok. I think Spurs will be quite happy, actually, that they're going to be the team that Liverpool win the league because they don't get to see trophies very often. They'll probably join in. Maguire off. It'll be about Thursday, that. Managing. I don't mind that. You know, we've got a bigger game on Sunday. Mason Mount's offside here. Come on, United. Let's get a goal. We haven't scored. When was the last time we scored in the league? Vitus says, best league in the world, but the worst refs. Would you bring Agallo back? Says James. No. Let's look forward. History Dave says, Luke Shaw hasn't played for 14 months, and it shows. All of these players don't look like they suit the system, including ones we've just signed. So how's this changing next season? Says Roy. Dorgu's the only player we've signed. So, and Dorgu's 20, so I think, okay, now ref. Come on. How many more are you going to let happen? It's got to be a yellow card, hasn't it? How will we win the Europa with this team? I tell you what, again, it's another nasty one, isn't it? I mean, he's absolutely clattered him. I don't think that's a red, but it's another nasty one. Amarin's Red says, I think it was another red. They didn't show enough of it, really, for me. I'd like to have seen it from a different angle. Oh, they're checking it for a red. I don't think it can be a red because I don't think the... Fucking hell. I think it is a red. I think it is a red. I think it's fucking vile. But I don't think he will get one. Fucking hell. That's a red for me. He does slip, though. I think it's less of a red. He's going to send him off. I think it's less of a red than the one in the first half, but I think it's a red. I do. It looks bad as well. It just looks bad. I mean, he does. To be fair, he does slip, but so did Dorgu. Dorgu slipped. I think he's got to get. I think he's got to give a red. I don't know how the one in the first half's a red and that one isn't, though. The VAR is a joke. I actually do feel a bit sorry for him because I think it is a red card, but I genuinely don't think it's, he slipped into it, whereas the other one did it on purpose in the first half. But, you know, this is where people will come in and go, you know what, Goldbridge is talking sense. I was talking sense in the first half. The first half was a red card because he meant it. The second half, he slipped. So, I genuinely think that we've been hard done by, and Bournemouth have been done hard by, because the one in the first half would have been 0-0 when he would have been sent off, and we'd have a lot longer. We've only got 20 minutes against 10 men now, and I don't think it was a red. I think he slips into the tackle, whereas the first one was deliberate. So, you know, riddle me that one. Riddle me that one. That's not a red for me. It's a slip, and it could be a red. The first one, violent conduct, meant it, reckless, off the ground. Just don't understand how VAR can look at that and go, you might want to look at this one, it's a red. But then in the same game, you go, you might not want to have a look at this one because we don't think it was. It's crazy. And this is what we're up against. I mean, I'm sure most of you watch Premier League football, but this is what we're up against week in, week out in every Premier League game. You've just got no idea what a red card is from tackle to tackle, even in the same bloody game with the same VAR and the same ref. Do you not think both are reds? Not necessarily, no. I think the first one is more of a red than that one. I think they could both be reds, but I don't think that can be a red and the one in the first half not be a red. I can't work to that conclusion. I could say first half's a red, let's let the second one off because he slipped. But I can't send the second half one off and then let the first one go because he did it on purpose. So I'm just massively confused. Can United score against 10 men though? We had just made 2 substitutions. $18 minutes. Oh, run a poll. Was that a red? Was that a red? If you're on YouTube, you can vote on that. Was that a red? Thanks for the follow on TikTok by Joseph. Dorgu. Well, it's going to be defence against attack now. Can we score? Oh, not with a cross like that from Dorgu. Robbo, I think you're spot on. He says they were probably compensating for their screw up in the first half. Probably. You're right. Get in. Same thing happened to Bruno not that long ago on Maddison, I believe. Now take advantage of this, says Kent's G. Estuary Dave says out of control, reckless, dangerous, red card. Is that the one in the first half? I agree. I think in the second half, the one who's just got a red slipped. Stretford Ender says, Iriola was a former player at Bilbao. It's a coincidence they may have instructed his players to be rough to injure our players for Thursday. And Ryan Johnson says, Bruno got a red for the same thing. Had to be. Chiri says, I think it was the same player that escaped a red when he went studs up on Garnacho. I don't think it was Chiri because it would have been a second yellow then. Robert McCormack says, slips, never a red. I do think the slip actually has to be taken into context because you can't say it's reckless, out of control and dangerous when you slip because I think that's a harsh interpretation of the rule. Commentators were listening to VAR and they said VAR didn't mention he slipped once, says Luke. Anyway, they've got a corner here. United did concede 2 goals against 10 men. At home to Lyon. Obi's going to come on. I think this will be for Rasmus. No, Mazraoui. We're going 2 up front. Got to think about. He's got to think about tactics, and he's got to think about Thursday as well, hasn't he? Caden, thank you. Obi's on, 2 up front. MVP says he was out of control. That's why he slipped. Red. We're good against 10 men. Well, I don't know whether we're good against anyone. Go on, Agate. Where's the pass? Ignored the Obi run there. Mount. Garnacho, do not shoot. Gives it to Shaw. Oh, Obi, nearly. Was going bottom corner. Good defending by Bournemouth. Good play with the overlap. That was better. If this ref is not pulled up by PGMOL on Monday, there's more wrong with football than we think, says Ben. Marlowe says, watch Bournemouth putting 2 more and then United turning it around in stoppage time, says Marlowe. And Nick P says, we're good against 10 men. Well, we've got 14 minutes here. Don't forget to check out the Sleeper app if you're on YouTube. It's free. You'll love it. Just get involved in it. Check it out. All your stats. Loads of games you can play as well. You'll really enjoy that. Natalie says that Vinicius Jr. is in talks with Wrexham. Yeah, wake up. Just got to create some opportunities here. I said this game would be a draw. And it'd be nice to finish on a positive heading into the game on Thursday. Come on, Luke Shaw has got a good cross on him. Rasmus getting in on the front post. That's it. Start putting some crosses into the box. Got 2 up front now. Put some crosses in. Marcus Laird says it's a red. There are plenty of red cards given for studded tackles where players slip. It's unlucky, but it's a red. Marcus, I don't think anybody disagrees with you. What we're talking about is why it wasn't a red in the first half, because it felt like that was a worse tackle. Come on, they're queuing up in the box. Get some in the box. Don't shoot. Oh, for God's sake. It's like a bloody disease. What in their heads? What is it in Man United players' heads that makes them shoot from that distance? What is it? Look, I certainly don't think there's an injustice against Bournemouth, them having a man sent off, because they should have had a man sent off in the first half. So I don't get what Sky are doing with all their little replays, because they should have had it in the first half. 62% say it was a red and 38% say not. Here's Garnacho down the left-hand side. Use the Luke Shaw. Keep putting the crosses in the box. It's the most dangerous we've looked. Luke Shaw's going to get a yellow card for that. Surely Luke Shaw can't play on Thursday if he's playing 90 minutes here. He'll be out for 3 years. Gaming Gaz says never a red, he slipped. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok there. Henry OC, thank you very much. And Big Lou. Anthony Darrell says, would it matter if he slipped and broke his leg? It shouldn't matter if he slipped. It produced a foul. Fair point. Fair point. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Links in the description to that. And I'll put a QR code for you as well. If you've not signed up for it, it's a very quick process, and then you'll be able to do our player ratings every match we do. You can scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Still 10 minutes to go here. Needed Maguire for this now, didn't we, to be fair? This stupid passing out from the back again. I've got to take a note of it. Scissor Chop says, Matthew, red or not, red all day. Pengas says, red or not, the logic is flawed. First one intentional, 2-footed lunge with plenty of momentum. Actual red card was high in 2 legs, but was a slip and had almost no momentum in the tackle. Look, I don't think we need to keep going on about it. The red card for Bournemouth has been justified today, but I don't know how it can be a red card in the same game when you didn't give it for one that was a worse tackle. I think that's all anybody's saying. Time's running out. Michael says, haven't seen Luke Shaw since the 99 Champions League final. He looks well. Oh, anything that makes me laugh at the moment is definitely funny. How many players do you think realistically will go? Says Dan the Red Devil. Well, we're not in a position where we can just get rid of players willy-nilly. So I don't think everyone's going to go, are they? Marlowe says, Hoyland is fast, tall and strong, but he never seems to put his strength to use. I would keep him, but he has to work on timing all summer. He might be a project that Amrim wants to work with. He might be a project that Amrim doesn't want to work with. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Come on, move now. Luke Shaw, that's got to go to Garnacho, and it does. Garnacho, use the space. Now, where's the run? That's not the pass. That wasn't the pass. You've got to be looking to Obi there. Right, where's the cross? Go on, Mount. Good block. Last player I wanted that to drop to was Mount, to be honest. He never gets a clean connection. Garnacho. Don't shoot. Fucking hell. And again, it's just shoot, isn't it? I feel like someone's going to score a worldie in a minute because it's the only way we're going to score. Dorgu. That's surely a foul. Shockingly lazy as always, this team. Hoyle, I've done that one, thank you very much. I've yet to see Mainu perform well under Amrim, says Mario. I think with regards to Mainu and Luke Shaw, there is something to be said about match fitness. Like, you know, I know Luke Shaw looks miles off it, but he hasn't played for a long time, and I think the same is with Mainu maybe. Mount, another worthless player. So many shit players, says Class of 99. Just. I mean, we've put about 6 crosses into the box in the last 10 minutes and not one of them have found a white shirt. Is that movement? Is it good defending? It is a worrying trend with Mount as well, that the amount of games where he's coming on and not really making an impact. And he has been fit for 2 months. But I really do think that we needed a positive result here today. Even just not to get beat. Haven't scored in the Premier League since, well, we didn't score against Wolves. We've not scored again here. Just not scoring goals again now. And again, a little bit similar to Wolves. I thought we played better against Wolves, but similar to Wolves, I don't arguably think that Bournemouth have been much better than us, but they've looked more threatening. That's a good cross. No one's going to get on the end of that. Five minutes to go. Robbie's cooking in win, lose or draw. I know. Andy got the Crystal Palace result. 7-point gap again. Referee's been poor, says Crossline official. Morimimi says 5% chance scoring from long distance. Garnacho probably thinks 5 goals in 100 shots. Glenn says 100% red, 2-footed, tackle out of control. Here we go. Kepa loves to do this. He's a right shithouse. There's nothing wrong with him at all. He'll go off now with a cruciate ligament. I'm not laughing about that. I'm just saying. To me, this looks like time wasting. Yeah, do your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. If you can find a man of the match, I know who my man of the match is, but yeah, I think it's going to be another set of low scores for players again, isn't it? Look, I'm going to be very honest in the match reaction. If we lose the game, I'm going to be very honest. I don't really see the justification. I don't think it's acceptable to lose this game, really. I think we've had a week off. We've got a huge game on Thursday. I wouldn't expect a tepid, shitty performance like this. Surely people are playing for position. Surely, you know, you want a bit of momentum, a bit of enthusiasm, and again, it's just flat as a pancake again. Like I understood the Wolves game because it's 2.5 days after a massive extra time game. But I don't understand today, and there's one thing that really is I'm not saying I'm going to lose it or rant, but there's one thing that's just inexplicable and unacceptable, and that's the shooting from distance. I just don't understand it. Don't understand the mentality in the final third. We should apply for a switch to La Liga, as I do not understand why we move the ball so slow in the fastest paced league, says Z. Mind games, Mark. Force Robbie into a Keegan moment, says Rob. Mount is playing exactly like he did in his last 18 months at Chelsea. Mastered the art of looking busy while doing absolutely nothing good, says Vishnu. Not standing today, says Calvin. I did stand for a lot of it, but I'm just getting ready for the match reaction now. Interesting to see how long they get added on here. I am doing the FA Cup semi-final as well. As much as I'd like to just go to bed early, I'd like to do a Gary Neville and go to bed at 5 o'clock. I have committed to doing the FA Cup semi-final, so. The resemblance of you with... What's this, Shady? The resemblance of you with the little boy who wants to punch Santa's beard off is uncanny. Please watch the video. I know exactly what video you're talking about, Shady. Here's Garnacho into Dorgu. It's it first time. Oh, Mount's finishing is awful, isn't it? How many sitters does Mount miss? It seems to be every bloody time. It's been going on for ever since he came here. He does seem to miss a lot of good chances, doesn't he? In game like this to create one good chance, it's ridiculous. Worried about Thursday, says Zaki. Oh God, it's just shit. This is absolute. If you're a coach out there and you want to show a video to your team about how not to attack, just show Man United today. Virtually everybody making the wrong decision all the time. Dorgu's off. Tired of the embarrassment. Condom United firing blanks, says Zaki. How slow are we on the ball, and our lack of attacking qualities becomes extra evident when we play against 10 men. Bilbao will have a field day, says Marlowe. I don't think you can take... I know what you mean. I understand the negativity, but I don't think you can look at the Bilbao game and compare it to this. The Premier League is different. 9 minutes added on. Bloody hell. Nobody wanted 9 minutes. Not even I wanted 9 minutes. Tony says we're getting worse every game. Right, if we can't equalise in 9 minutes against the tired Bournemouth side that have got 10 men, I volunteer that we get relegated instead of Ipswich. Move the ball quicker. Lindelof! Fucking move the ball, you prick! What's he doing jogging out from the back? We're losing! God, they're so used to it, they don't even think it's a bad thing. Here's OB. Good shot. Saved. Come on. Let's go again. At least you can blame... I don't know what you're talking about McTominay for, mate. We continue to go into match days as fans with amnesia. How can we still be playing, let alone starting players like Shaw, Mount and Casemiro? It's stunning, says Mr. Mortimer. Right, corner to United. We don't even have Maguire on. Don't put it in the box. Go short. Why is Bruno not taking corners anymore? Where's Bruno gone? Have we took Bruno off? I haven't noticed Bruno. Oh, for God's sake. If I told you what Garnacho was trying to do then, 5 letters, begins with S, ends with T, got 2 O's in the middle. There's Bruno, little dink. Why did Garnacho not head that across the face of the fucking goal? Oh, God, mate, you are going to pull in a universal stinker here. I'm sorry. I can't even defend you. I've got your hoodie on. You're going to get a 4. Why did he not just head that? You know that ball to the back post by Bruno? Why did he control it? Why did he not just head it into the danger area? Decisions again. It's poor. Do not shoot, Agate. Right, back post, Luke Shaw. Little dink. That's a good cross. Oh, Eric, go on. Oh, another shot by Garnacho. He was right to shoot there. Side netting Bruno. Bollocks. To think United will pull another Leon again, says Bilcom. I pray to God we buy some quality players in the summer. Over 35 Sunday League is more competitive and entertaining than this, says PJ. Wasn't far away from Bruno, to be fair. C. Walsh says City supporting band's album in the back. Yeah, unlike you, mate, I don't really give a shit about football bands and who they support. That doesn't decide whether I like music. How long has Bournemouth had Molina's evil twin as their coach, says Marcus Laird. Still 6 minutes to go here. I think we could play till Christmas and not equalise though. Right, come on, one more attempt. Well, might get too much. 2 more. Will you please call Aiden a prat, says Katie. And Elliot says, do United fans not know how ridiculous it will be to get relegated? We'd be in turmoil for years. We'd have no income. We're not going to get relegated, Elliot, because the 3 clubs have already been relegated. And I refuse to... Fucking hell. That is pure petulance from Bruno. I mean, look, Bruno's not the one who's been doing it, but what's that all about? That's the captain of the team shooting from 40 yards when we're losing 1-0 against 10 men. I mean, if I was Amorim, I'd take that personally. I'd be like, that's what you think of me, is it? You don't believe in my motto at all. You think it's you. You're going to solve this problem. You're not going to stick to my principles. You're going to do that. It was Bruno who took that shot, not Garnacho. We're playing against 10 men. Stop shooting. Start probing to put a cross in the box. It's the oldest bloody tactic in the book. Use the ball, pass the ball to open up the opportunity, and then put a decent ball in the box, and hopefully you'll find the spare man. There you go. Edge of the box. Bruno. Use Shaw. Use Shaw. Too late. Go! Get in! He's giving it! He's giving it! He's giving it! Get in! 1-1. Get in, Rasmus. Get in. Get in. Lovely. Lovely. Bit of positivity. I thought it was going to be offside. I'm just a bit panicky here. I'm a bit panicky. But this is exactly what you do. Don't shoot from 40 yards. Luke Shaw puts the cross in. I think he is going to be onside. But just be wary. Agate gets the assist. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's a good finish. It's a good assist by Agate. It's a good goal. Get in! 1-1! Get in! He's given it! Oh, get in. Bit of bloody positivity. Bit of positivity. Have that. Get in. Oh, get in. Yes. Come on. It was onside, everybody. Oh, come on. That's just a bit of positivity going into Thursday. Bit of confidence. The perfect player to score as well. Oh. The way this game's gone, I thought that was going to be offside. We've got such a big game on Thursday as well. It will just give us a little bit of something. I think a draw is the right result as well. People will be going, oh, result, you know, draw, this, that, and the other. Don't forget to do your player ratings. That changes that now. But I genuinely think that, like, when you look at the stats, 60% possession, 25 shots to 8, and 6, 9 corners to 5. 25 to 8, 6 on target, 1 for them. Yeah, I mean, a draw's the right bloody result. But how many of those shots are stupid shots? That's the problem. Oh, take a breath. Bloody hell. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we'd lost, but I think it's so important that we get something out of the game. In relation to what's coming on Thursday, I'll take that. First and foremost, United fan. As a United fan, you don't want to lose. Bit of a claim for a penalty here, not so sure. Why can't we do that more? It seems like we only care in the last few minutes, says Xsync. I mean, that's a foul outside the box. That is a foul outside the box, to be fair. Robbo says you can always cover the Liverpool game if you don't like the idea of the FA Cup. Probably will put the Liverpool game on if Man City dominate Forest, yeah. Can you shout out Michael Campy, says Jordan Garner. United Cynical doing the same manager out on Twitter. Says Mo Hems. Yeah, all these twats who say that they're United fans. Fucking idiots. I still believe Rasmus can do it. It's going to be a long road and I'm really, really pleased for him. But ultimately, that goal just makes me happy to imagine all those content creators and social media accounts that are going, that's my Sunday ruined. I can't do a rant now. I can't do an hammer him out post now. Have that and have that and have a couple of those. Milk it. No, I'm joking. I just don't get the hammer him out lot. I really, really don't. It's weird. It's really weird. Should that have been a penalty? Probably should have been a penalty, yeah. Probably. I've got to move really quickly after this because I need to do the match reaction because I've got to do the half-4 games as well. It's 1-1. Look, I predicted a draw. I was right. I think a draw is the right result. I don't think Bournemouth deserve to win it. And look, it gives United a little bit of momentum, having not lost the game, to go into bigger games on Thursday. We've not played great, but the draw still seems like a fair result for the game, says Arda. I completely agree. Don't forget to do your player ratings. You've got a couple of minutes to get registered for that if you haven't done it before. It's very, very quick. Click the link in the description or scan this QR code, which I'm about to put on the screen for you. Just need to put your email in and then you'll get a notification and then you will be ready to do that every time, including Thursday and all the other games we've got left. I'll see you over there in a minute. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be over on the YouTube for the player ratings in a minute. And match reaction. Big shout out